tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Everybody wanna kill the king, or you shit wanna take the crown. I can see through it like a stomach with a other sign. When I hit the gas, I be going like 100 miles. They be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose like a bloodhound. I'ma throw them off like I'm standing on a picture mound. All they do is look at Instagram while they sit around. Hate me in real life, but you liking pictures now. Oh, everybody acting different now. Finally trying to see what I be on. Got a different style, they be at the brand new when they know I've been around. Got a fake smile on your face cause you been inclined. I can say a lot, but I'm not. Gotta keep it down, making sure nobody drown. I'm my brother, keep it now. Mike Jack hit me up and said I gotta beat it down. Turn me up when I'm on your speaker now. Cool, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Yeah, you in the league, but you ain't hooping around and tear it out. Before you judge me, you need to go and wipe the mirror off. Try to turn me down, the only thing you do is veer off. Showing fake love, I can tell it once I say it all. I just stay cool, acting like I wasn't weird at all. Most of the people that you meet are not who they appear at all. If you want on top, then you wouldn't hear it cheer at all. But I ain't got no top, I don't need a chandelier at all. I ain't got no talk cause I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee they get the line. They all talk dog, it's a room full of brinds. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out.
It's Madden in it.
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. We get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, second overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
This is James Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Browns on their way out now for the first time. And we'll also get a look at the player brought in from Houston to run this offense. And that's Deshaun Watson. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Watson off play action. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover, put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 54 yards and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to get this one down to the 45.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Off of play action, it's Watson. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skills showing the power, but just not much room to operate. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. Throwing for Chubb, complete on the out route. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. 1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now Watson going to sneak it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by York is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
He's got a man complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He finds Wilson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. That one goes for 24 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Steps away. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. These 2 teams all tied after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets have taken the lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Week 2 underway around the NFL. And a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener. The 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat. A Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 32 on the play. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Browns are an extra point away from drawing level. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. But right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Taken down at the 42.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to his running back, Carter. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Greg Newsome up to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now Wilson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they go to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
A very solid gain of 27.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved, because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watson now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game, you know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he slings one that's incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline. What to do next? On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. Taken in at the 22. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try to get some points and feel great going into the half.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And able to connect with Berrios. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Forced out to his left. Oh, good move. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. A fairly short kick from now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
So we reach halftime here at a 10-point. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought one of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come back, continue to throw the ball effectively.
Throwing on second and long. Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 38, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Robinson on a give right side. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. James Robinson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First target, first catch, and a first down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now this throw caught left side, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense running out, and we shine the spotlight on the undrafted revelation, James Robinson. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
Yeah, it's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Well, throw on first down with Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah in there for the sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now Wilson. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up. His time is now run out on this third quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over first and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Cleveland. 18-yard touchdown. Browns have made it a 1-score game again. So they fought half the battle here, but they're still out.
Plenty of work still left for them, but they delivered in the first step in their comeback attempt.
The York on now for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
23 yards the pickup there.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Robinson up the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. On third down, Wilson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. A critical play in this football game. The clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. They'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now, this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Well, they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
And that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
61 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And they will get the timeout. So 3 seconds remaining, and they can trot out the field goal unit and try to send this one to overtime.
A lot of pressure here for Cade York.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And this one is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. 4 quarters not enough for all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone?
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Jets won the toss. They'll get the first shot at finding a winner as we are back underway here in overtime from the 6. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And he can muster only a couple here at the 24.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Browns getting set to go. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward this season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Out to his left. Side, it's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 30 yards.
So now after that big play, things come into focus a little bit sharper because at this point in overtime, the field goal is all they need. That big play there sets them up in field goal range. They want to try and finish this game off.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They'll run with Chubb. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score and OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all. And then to get there and finish it what I would call an old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to. So
So for Cleveland, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.